Hey, this is Strib. This is Strib's micrometer, cheap plastic micrometer, which I had to use the other day to measure a group that I shot with my new AR-15 rifle, whose name is AIMEE. And I ended up with a 5/8 inch group. There's a story behind all this, of course. That's why I'm making a video. It was the second time that I shot this rifle, other than the day that I built it and put 20 quick rounds to it to zero in the iron sights and make sure that the gas operating system worked okay. And the first time I shot it, it's on a fixed income and didn't have any money for ammo. But I had some leftover rounds from ages ago, 223, 50 rounds of cheap steel cased stuff, Tula or something like that. And then I had a box of really expensive 223 brass. So I loaded up my mags and I went to the range to zero in this at 25 yards. It's a 3x9 scope. This is a video about putting crap on your AR-15. So the only thing that I've actually spent money on, well, no, I take it back. One of the things I spent money on so far is this riser, which only costs $16 on Amazon. It's really, really excellent. Locks in really nice. I have no doubt at all. It's going to hold zero when it comes off the rifle and goes back on. But this is silly at 25 yards. I need to be shooting this at 100 yards and 200 yards. So I took an old scout scope off of my 40 caliber high point carbine, which is a blast to shoot and very accurate. Stuck it on here. Took it to the range on Friday to zero it in, and that's when I got this incredible group. I don't really try all that very hard. I'm really into precision shooting, so hence the scopes. Plus I'm freaking blind because I'm 68 years old. But the first time I shot it, the steel ammo was kind of all over the place. I've been using the 30 round magazine basically as a monopod, which is kind of sloppy, but you know, I'm trying to zero crap in. And then I put that 20 rounds of really good stuff through the rifle, and I got a decent, like 3.5 inch group out of it. I couldn't retrieve the target because the system that runs the targets out and back on my lane broke down. Would have liked to have had that target because it was kind of interesting. Anyway, on Friday, I went to Academy Sports. I'm not going to pay range prices for ammo. Went to Academy and looking around for something to shoot. Looking for 62 grain because it's a 1 1/8 twist, and I saw a chart that says 62 grain, better than 55 grain. They didn't have any 62 grain cheap enough, but they did have a halfway decent deal on brass cased Hornady Frontier ammo. So with tax and everything, I was able to get 70 rounds for $23, and I took that over across the street to the range to shoot that and to zero in that little fixed 4-power scope. Worked out pretty good, and as I'm shooting, and I'm still just getting to know this rifle, but the more I know, the more I like, because I had a 3/8 inch group it's low on the target, of course, because I'm shooting at 25 yards, and my intention is to zero in at 50. If I can find somebody to take me out to the big range and do precision shooting with that 9 power scope that I just showed you. So, a couple of things that I learned on my Friday trip to the range is that after about 40 rounds, this bad boy starts getting so hot that I can't really hold on to this beautiful, wonderful 9-inch aluminum handguard, free float handguard. It's just a really cool appliance. So I thought about, well, gloves, it's a nice grip. You can wrap your hand around it, but it just gets too hot to hold on to. So what I did was found this little piece of rail that was left over from another project, didn't work out, put it on there in the front, and this handguard is off of my aforementioned 40 caliber carbine. It came with it. It's a nice little hand grip, and it's even better for my style of shooting because it folds, and really the way I want to grip it is like this. That works for me. Don't know if I want to move it any farther back or not. I have that option, but I'm going to leave it sort of conventionally out front. So before I put that on in the scope, of course, with pop-up sights, mag pull sights, and I put a rubber butt plate on it because the ass end of this stock was like a cheese grater. It was not comfortable at all. Oops. Plus this added an inch to the pull length, and it worked for me. So even with those two additions, the rifle weighed in at 6 pounds and 12 ounces. 6 pounds and 3 ounces naked. That rubber ain't light. And then, I don't want to hang a bunch of crap on this thing, but you gotta have an optic. Now I got 3, and I don't want to burn my hand, so it's a choice of either wearing a glove or doing something else. And I think this is probably going to work out as long as I don't stress it too much, because this whole thing is only held on by one screw. But you know what? I had a really, really, really good time shooting it. I found out that it is probably wonderfully accurate. This was 5.56 ammo that I shot this time, and it's a 5.56 chambered barrel, as opposed to the other stuff, which was 2.23. But just want to let you know that I'm just tickled to death with the way this thing is shooting. And if I can get tiny little groups like that at 25 yards, it's going to be really interesting to take this bad boy outside and see what can be accomplished with the humble .556 round. This is really, really as much fun as I've had with a gun since the last time I bought a brand new gun. So what can I say? I got to build it from scratch, and I love it. And her name is AIMEE. And if you'd like to shoot it, just give me a call. If you got a card, run us out to Bullitt County. I'll pay your insignificant range fee, and I'll let you shoot this bad boy. It's really, really fun. So what can I say? Here's the toy boy